Good Thursday evening, everybody. Welcome back to another video. And tonight is going to be a very special video. And it's going to start off a new series that I'm going to do throughout the year. So, the series I'm talking about is Film in '94. So, these are just going to be a series of movie reviews from movies released in 1994. I'm doing this because 1994 was probably one of the best years for movies. So, the first video in this series is going to be my review on one of my all-time favorite comedy movies ever made. And I just literally watched this tonight, so I'm very excited to bring you my review on Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. So, hard to believe that this is 30 years old now. Where did the time go? But this is the story of two nitwits here, and they're pretty much dumb and dumber. So Jim Carrey, I guess, is the dumber one, because Jeff Daniels is a little bit brighter. But anyway, you have Lloyd Christmas, played by Jim Carrey, and Harry Dunn, played by Jeff Daniels. And their chemistry is hysterical in every sense of the word. This is a laugh-a-minute riot fest. But this is the story of two guys who go to Aspen, Colorado to meet up with a random woman to return a briefcase to her. Unbeknownst to them, they're carrying ransom money for the woman that they're after. Because a person on the inside who got in touch with the woman's family kidnapped her husband. So there's two subplots here. It's a slapstick comedy, but it also has like a thriller vibe, but it's more slapstick than anything. I can go on for hours on this movie, but I'm just gonna give you some of the most iconic scenes in this movie. One is where they're in Connecticut, I believe, and it's at the beginning of the movie. They stop at this diner, and they're having a lunch together. Harry spills the salt, and Lloyd tells him to throw it over his right shoulder. Then he hits Seabass, which is like this scary trucker dude, and he comes over and hawks in Harry's burger. And then they decide to do like a dine and dash where they leave the tip for Seabass and his gang. So that's one part, but it gets resolved when Seabass meets Lloyd in a bathroom stall and is about ready to rape him. And then Harry comes in and saves the day by putting his foot out from gasoline in the toilet. So that's one joke resolved. And the part where Lloyd starts peeing profusely in like 5 beer bottles. Harlan Williams is like a cop, and he stops them and he like drinks the pee. he's he's like, "Give me that booze, you pumpkin pie haircutted freak." That's one of my all-time favorite lines, man. It's hysterical. But where else to begin? You of course have the toilet scene, which is the most iconic part in this, where Lloyd gives Harry a laxative, and then you just hear the most exaggerated fart noises, and it's just hysterical. 30 years, and this movie still holds up. I love this movie, and I could literally talk about it for hours. But it's just a laugh-a-minute classic comedy road movie. So, yeah. And I also do like the chemistry between Harry Lloyd and Mary Swanson. It's kind of like, will they, won't they? But I do believe that this movie is a perfect comedy, and it's one of Jim Carrey's best movies, if not his best comedy. So, I love this movie. I grew up with it. I watched it constantly, and I will keep watching it constantly. It's my kind of humor, but people out there would think that this is the stupidest thing they've ever watched. You gotta have that type of comedy sense. But not to mention, there is a story that happened to Jim Carrey while filming this. This was partially filmed in Colorado, of course, but it was also filmed at the Stanley Hotel, so Jim Carrey actually stayed at the hotel, obviously, and he was terrified of it. And I don't know the whole story, but I thought it was a pretty cool trivia tidbit there, because I've actually been to the Stanley, and I saw the article that featured Dumb and Dumber, and I just thought it was very interesting. So, ran a bit of information. And speaking of random, this movie ends on probably one of the most random notes ever. So, after the kidnapping plot is foiled and Mary is reunited with her husband, these guys have no money, no car, and they're like literally just walking on the side of the road. Lo and behold, a tour bus full of Hawaiian Tropic bikini girls comes up, and they ask for 2 men to like put sun tanning lotion on them before every competition. You know what they do? They tell them that there's a town that way 3 miles, and they're lucky to find 2 other men to help them with the bikini tour. So Lloyd comes back and he literally repeats it, but he says that the town's that way. It's so random, but it's so dumb. This movie's great, and it's one of those comedies that is timeless, and I do believe that this movie deserves an A+. It's just perfect, and it is very quotable. So I can talk about this movie forever, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. But those are my thoughts on Dumb and Dumber. So hope you guys enjoyed that random review. There will be more throughout the year. I'm going to try and do 1 or 2 of these reviews per month. But I can give you a list of movies that came out in '94 that I'm excited to talk about. So obviously that was one. You have The Lion King, The Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction. You have The Santa Claus, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and many more. But I'll just have to check Google and look forward to more of these random videos. But I forgot about Forrest Gump, which is definitely one I do want to review for you guys. So I'll probably do that Oscar week or weekend, because Forrest Gump won that year, 1994. So that'll be a fun one. But I have a lot of these movies to talk about for you guys. So stay tuned for this series. And I thought it was something very different. So that's all I got for this video. My next video is going to be my February TBR. So I'll probably film that either tomorrow or Saturday. And then you have the January wrap up and books and movies, but 2 separate videos. But other than that, that's all I got for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios. Peace.